Wait. Oh, is that, yeah.
Yeah, just it's going through this one.
Okay, so, yeah, okay. I think we're good. Boy.
Yeah, no, it is going through the house.
And I am now talking.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, all.
Hello.
Okay, so I will say again, we are Zenbu-itadaku Recover, Zenbu-ita for short, anime Japanese cover band mainly, out of Mankato, Minnesota. So yeah, it's kind of chaotic today.
Yeah.
If you want some backstage, like we had a lot of things did not go correct.
Yeah, today was our Murphy's Law day, as I was joking earlier. We had like every little thing that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong today. But we made it.
Yeah. And I see the phone is crooked, but that's fine. It adds character.
Yeah.
It's just like a One Piece episode, really. Just the angle.
Sure. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I'll just open the floor. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, first off, did you guys know that last song?
Oh, we got one.
Yeah. My guy.
Sweet. That was Sorahiro Days.
Yes, by Nakagawa Shoko.
And what anime was that from, Chris?
Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann.
I'll start a question for Chris. What
Sure.
inspired you to start Zenbu-itadaku?
I always like, when I started getting into Japanese music and I wanted to sing in Japanese, but there just didn't seem to be like an outlet, a place for it. So, because if there had been like an anime karaoke or something in Mankato, I definitely would have gone. But then just doing that out of the blue didn't really make a lot of sense, and like people aren't gonna pay you to sing karaoke. But it was, you were in that cover band Spoon Cherries.
Yeah.
And they played all sorts of music, not Japanese though.
No, I was in a rock and roll cover band with like classic 70s and 80s and 90s rock and roll hits. And I've known Chris for years, and he would come to the shows, and he's not even a fan of like American Western music. It's like,
I like some of it.
but like he likes
That's
some
not what
of
I
it.
listen to
And,
often.
like that was the really cool thing is like Chris would come out to hear us play. He was like really supportive, and so I was like doubly supportive on the things that Chris did. I think it was you started off as on YouTube doing collaborations, right?
Yeah, I didn't really. I started off trying to do a collab, and then I tried. I haven't really done much solo stuff on my YouTube channel, Keiki, but I have done a little bit. I also did like a full karaoke stream that was like 4 hours.
4-hour karaoke hardcore.
I put together a huge.
It was like in Yakuza,
Yeah,
You go
I put together a huge spreadsheet of a bunch of different songs I could do, and some of them with like difficulty settings. So like Sobakasu by Judy and Mary, the first opening to Rurouni Kenshin, that's a tough one. I would like to do that one eventually.
Yeah.
I think that was tough on guitar as well. We have, I put together like a mini kind of wish list so that people have an idea of the kind of breadth of songs we want to do. But it's really just like whatever we want to do. Like, there's just so much cool music, Japanese and like just outside of the Western sphere that people just don't know about. They're not exposed to, and they're missing out on so much cool music. It's not just like the culture, like from the language, but it's just, you'll hear things done by Japanese, musicians you don't hear done in the West. And yeah, so it's just like, but I guess it was kind of set me on the path was, I would watch an anime. I'm like, oh man, this opening or ending is really good. I'd like to listen to that more often. It's like, hey, I can. So then, use the YouTube to MP3 converter. What's up?
What's your favorite, fictional anime band? Or do you take inspiration from any, from, a specific anime?
My favorite fictional?
Like,
Or-
like say like K-On! Or like.
Oh
those types.
yeah, I have not. So I've been told, like as homework, I need to watch like Bocce the Rock. Well, you know, talking about the world God only knows. I don't want to spoil it, but the 2B Pencils, they're a band that like forms in the anime. The Japanese, I prefer Japanese titles on a lot of anime because they actually had the you know, they were like, yeah, we'll make it nicer. We'll give you a short version of it. But the reason they did that was because with like graphic novel, light novels, it's visual graphic, yeah, light novels. They were like, oh yeah, we'll have a blurb on the back of the book. And then in Japan, people were like, I don't have time to read that shit. So then they just like, oh wait, this isn't all ages. I should. Anyway, so
Uncle Chris hurt himself.
so what they did was they just made the title stupidly long to explain everything, so they didn't have to flip over the book and read the blurb. So that's why you have like Konosuba, Konosubarashi Sekai, no, I can't remember that one. Like Gate Jiatai Kanoshi Kaku Tatekairi, that kind of thing. Or there are tons you can name. Like Suzume Haruhi no Yutsu. That one's not too long, but the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya was, I think, the first light novel anime adaptation. So that's pretty cool. But back to your question. As far as inspiration, I feel like I've always pulled something from like any anime I watch, which I can't say about, like, I don't know. I haven't watched Breaking Bad, but it's just like the writers. It's all about it's more about like the emotion than like trying to tell a story. Is what I've found. I don't really like dark stuff. I mean, one of my favorite meta series is Pretty Cure. So that's Magical Girl. Kick it. My guy. All right, yeah. Yeah, no, Pretty Cure is so good. So it's just like, dude, like, I actually showed Leo the other day, Haruhi Kome, your boy Kome.
I'm still watching that now. I'm
You
definitely
are?
gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Not much time on a college campus, but that one seems worth it.
That one made me cry. That was so good. Oh, it's all about like the passion of music and like reigniting that passion instead of just doing the grind, right? And so like last year, beginning of June, I quit my job as a software engineer for 5+ years, trying to train a pill counter, machine learning for pill counting. And I was just like so sick of working on other people's projects. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. I want to make video games. I started writing music, and I'd like to do some of that with the band. So this band is basically like, I just wanted a band that I could do whatever I want with. And so it's kind of selfish, but they don't mind. They're along for the ride.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, Chris started it, and I guess I was the first person you asked to join.
Yeah.
And then Leo.
Yeah, I kind of stumbled into it.
Yeah, tell us about how you got in it.
I am from Blaine originally, just north of the cities, and I went to MSU for theater, and I'm doing costuming and stuff, and I'm just looking around for theater. It's not as musical as I would have hoped, so I was just looking around for any avenue I could jump in to do music, and found a poster on the wall that said anime music. We need musicians, so I signed up. I had been playing guitar for about a year, and I just went for it. I just kind of was like, yeah, you guys seem like good musicians. I like anime. I love learning new languages and learning new things. So I just jumped into it and was seeing how I was going to do, and now I've been performing since. It's been awesome.
I will say too that go ahead.
Okay. Then consider like a middle step in between covering and making original music through retranslating songs, and figuring out lyrics that still work with the meter while conveying a similar message?
That is a great question. That is a tough thing
Yeah.
to do, but so rewarding and awesome to translate songs from like Japanese into English or
Yeah.
or reverse. and
Okay.
get the
So
context
I'm
and
going to shout out Ada Lira, VTuber, because she does that. If you know, like translyricist is the term that popped up in the Utaite community. YouTube Utaite, Utaite is singer. But you probably know like M.A.G.E. Well, she did the English translation of Japanese. Ada Lira goes both ways. So she'll take like Ariana Grande or Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter and make a Japanese version of that. And then she'll make English versions of Japanese songs. I'm blanking on one of those, but yeah, no, it's such a cool idea. The problem you run into is you don't want to lose the meaning. Because like you can try Japanese and English or any language, they flow differently. So you're trying to like put together all of the syllables in a way that works with the song, but you also don't want to lose the meaning of the song.
You got to keep the context.
Yeah, and that's why I prefer listening to a song in its original language, because then like you get the translation as well. Like if you're watching if you're watching like a music video and then they have the English subtitles, which a lot more like K-pop songs are doing that. Some J-pop, I feel like it's more common with K-pop. I think since K-pop is kind of more popular over here right now. See if we can fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess your other part of that question was about original music and how we would write it, I think. And we've been thinking about that in writing our own music at some point maybe, but I think the core thing to go back to on that still is always why are we writing it and what's the meaning that we're trying to say. So fitting in words to tell some story or to tell something isn't really enough if we lose the meaning with it. So making sure that the words that we choose are the words that fit what we're trying to say would be a big thing with writing our own music with it.
I will say one thing before I'm going to throw it over to Possum because he has written a lot of music. And that is that I, to put it simply, I've gotten bored of English. I've spoken it for so long that it's just like, I thought it was cool to other languages, but I also feel more confident singing in Japanese than in English. Or it's just like more fun, I guess. That being said, I did sing the Love Boat theme at karaoke at Wine Cafe yesterday. But it's real. I mean, like what I'd say, if you want to write music and you want to write music with Japanese lyrics, write music with Japanese lyrics.
The best way to write a song is always music first, lyrics to match the feel, the tone of the music itself. Music first, lyrics as a second.
It's a creative process, and you can however you get your inspiration. If you get your lyrics first, that's fine.
It's acceptable, totally.
Yeah.
The way we work is usually
right. So for me, like the Japanese, I kind of been hung up on that. Like I can give you an example, a song that I'm working on, Omoi, where I'm like, I know decent-ish Japanese, and I know that this is probably not quite correct. It's like, Nani o okute kyoku no naka ni taiteru no kara kimagureru no kana. So it's like, I'll probably have to tweak it for it to make sense. Although, sometimes lyrics don't make sense. Who's seen K Project? Yata Misaki? A long day's night's training. Shoto, plumber, pasta, bolt, incognito, Shimeji for De Niro, Shibuya, sword, genkai, camera, brain. Okay, go ahead, Possum.
No, it's good. Yeah,
Keep going with
just,
that song, come
throw
on.
it back. I was just like, yeah, we haven't really started. Well, Chris has a few really brilliant song ideas that we've been kind of working on noodling with. So that I'll be excited to see kind of like where that goes, because Hoto is actually going to bring his keyboard today. We ended up, because of the Murphy's Law, we forgot it, but Hoto just started doing keys. And
You can call me Chris
sounds
too,
really
it's fine.
cool. Yeah. So yeah, that was really fun. But yeah, when we tackle songs, it's kind of like we start with the music, I guess what I was saying, like really get that down, then tackle like the lyrics and stuff, because like that phrasing, especially for me, where like I'm learning Japanese in an ancillary way, like just like you know, like feeling it more than anything, right? Like so like as we play, I like just from the repetition is how I'm learning the Japanese, and like that's how we learn anything, really. Like, how did we learn English when we were children? You know, people would say things and we just kind of repeat it back, and then over time, because music works that way. It's really cool. You think of all the theme songs that you've memorized from all of your favorite animes over the years. You just know it. You can say what it is, even if you don't know what the words translate to. I love that about music, because it bonds everyone together. It doesn't matter what language you speak, music is universal, right? Like, if you can hear, you can feel it. And it's actually more than that. I've worked with deaf people before that love music. They crank it because you feel it. You feel the beats, you know. Like when you're by a really high-powered sound system, it just shakes your whole body and it feels really good. So music is universal.
Give a little background, like what your background, a
Oh,
summary of
sure.
your
Yeah,
background.
I started playing trombone actually in elementary school. That was my first instrument. Any other trombonists out there? No. Anyway, I did marching band and stuff in school, but like I was like, I don't like playing this because it's just one note at a time. And like I had gotten a bass guitar for Christmas because I was like, I want to get a bass. It's like a trombone, but it's cooler. And so my mom and dad got me one, and for Christmas, or Santa Claus brought it, right? And I'm just like, oh god, this is just like the trombone, but it has strings on it. Like, I'm not liking this. And I would hang out at a friend of mine's house, and his dad played guitar, and he was showing my friend how to play guitar, and he just started showing me how to play guitar. So I came home, I'm like, Mom, Dad, I can play the guitar now. And they're like, no, you can't. I'm like, no, I need one. Get me a guitar. And they're like, no, if you want one, you have to get your own. So I was taking trombone lessons, and at the music store that I took the trombone lessons at, there was a giveaway for tickets to go see this group called the Indigo Girls, and I didn't know who they were, didn't care. I entered to win, won, and I was like, well, I'm not going, I'm gonna sell these tickets. So I had my mom and dad sell the tickets, and I bought my first electric guitar with that money. And I just like didn't put it down. I've been playing guitar since I was 13, and I'm 41, almost 42. Many years. I also taught myself how to play piano, mandolin, and I just started playing banjo in the last few weeks. But yeah, that's kind of my music. Oh, I played in a couple different original bands. Possum Willie, I've been playing it under that name for over 25 years. I was in a blues band as a teenager. We were a blues rock trio, did a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix kind of stuff, and that was really fun. Then I branched out into rock music. I was in a punk band called Possum Willie. Then I was in a shoegaze group called Paraphasia, and that was a lot of fun. Then I was in another punk band called Culottes. And then I started working in like musicals, different productions, doing pit orchestra, lead guitar. Worked on Grease. I did Joseph the Technicolor Dreamcoat, All Shook Up, Jesus Christ Superstar, so stuff like that. And I had a lot of fun. Actually, last year I played lead guitar in Dolly Parton's 9 to 5 musicals. So I mean, I get to play like just about anything. And so for me, what I really love about Zenbu-Ita is the challenge of the guitar playing on a lot of Japanese pop music is incredible. Like the virtuosity of most Japanese guitarists is just like I wish I could be that good. So I try every day to get there. And it's a great challenge. It gives me something to do that I can push forward to.
Yeah, and we've had performances like in practice that were better, performances that are worse. Like Leo, when he was back for spring break, I'm just like, let's just take a break. Like, it's gonna be hard to get everyone together over the spring break if he's up in the cities, and I needed time for admin stuff to do, like promo for this, try to do merch, all that. Because right now it's just the 4 of us. There is a
C3,
member who
the
is
ghost
not
that's not here. Yeah.
Ace,
Yep, Ace. He's sitting right here. Okay.
the ace of bass.
Yes, our bassist could not be here today. He's out of the country, I believe.
I think so.
He'll be back. Don't worry.
Probably. And he's got a really cool side job. He writes video game music.
He's a composer.
So if you've heard of, Flowstone Saga, JRPG that has combat using Tetris, he wrote all of the soundtrack for Flowstone Saga, which is up on Spotify under Andrew Lewers, if you want to check that out.
He also did my Culottes album for me. He mixed and mastered it, so that's coming out later this year, but it's not ready yet. But yeah, he's phenomenal. Yeah.
How long have you guys been performing together, like all four, or what's the tenure for everyone?
Yeah, so it started middle of May, and I was trying to promo, but it was just me. I thought Possum, it wouldn't work out as well because he was in Wasika, which he no longer is.
No, I'm in Hastings now, which
He's
is
in
way
Hastings.
far away from M.A.G.E.
So you can't really plan around that. But I basically told him, it's like, I'm looking for a guitarist who's as good as you. He's like, hey, I'm free. All right.
I do have a recording studio I work at in Burnsville, so that's a good halfway point. So we've met for practices there, so it's not like I drive all the way to Mankato when he comes to Hastings all the time. We either meet in the middle, or my youngest son lives in North Mankato, so I drive down to visit him and then go by for band practice, so it works out pretty good.
Yeah. My brain is just, I'm tired. But yeah, with the Spoon Cherries, I asked Possum if I could do a Japanese song with them, which was originally going to be The Memory of My First Love, Hachimete Koyo Shita Kyoku. But we've tried to find the chords for it, and it was confusing and it wasn't working. So we just moved on to a different one that I had in this list. And when I got to his house, he was trying to figure out Dream Star. I'm like, okay, let's go for that one.
With like a notepad and a pen, and like just listening to it by ear and writing it down.
And that song is so cool because like the lyrics are like following your dreams, so it's very poetic.
Yeah, that was a great first song.
Yeah, and so I think I sang that with them like 12 times before they disbanded.
And it was great.
Yeah,
and the
it was
crowds
fun.
loved it because you got to imagine like I'm playing with the 70s, 80s, 90s rock band at like bars out in rural Minnesota, and then Chris would come by and jump up on stage and do a song in fluent Japanese, and people were like, "Yes!" Like it was really cool. I mean, talent is talent, no matter what. Chris has got it. And that was just really, really awesome to see the crowds responding to it. And so, like, this would be really fun to do more of this. So.
The plan was to put together a full Japanese set with that band, but then they disbanded. And instead of waiting for like another band to form that Possum was involved in, I'm like, I'm just gonna start my own band. I was already thinking about quitting my job, and I'll probably get into other projects once we get more stuff sorted out here. We only have the 5 songs right now, and so that has been a limiting factor. It's like you need an hour-ish set to do gigs, but we've found ways to make it work. And I'm like, we need to do conventions, and specifically we need to be asked here as guest artists because this is where we belong.
Yeah.
But we also want to bring, this cool music to other people who don't know Japanese, they don't watch anime, stuff like that. That was one of the reasons I wanted to do Dear Maria, because it's originally an English punk song. Is it punk? I'm not good at the genres.
Yeah. All-time low.
All-time low.
Yeah, it's pop
Dear
punk.
Maria, count me in. But then there's a Japanese version because I heard it through that meme. I'm like, what is this song? It sounds so cool. And you listen to Dear Maria, and even in English, it still has like a chord progression and the feel of an anime opening. And then you just put Japanese lyrics over it. And the Japanese lyrics are the ones made by Sunrise Skater Kids, which is a fictional band that is just one guy in No. Baltimore? No. Yeah, somewhere over there, East Coast. You can look up Sunrise Skater Kids. A lot of English or Japanese covers, versions of like punk songs. Very cool stuff. So I was given that background because so Possum and I had Dreamstar, so we wanted to do it like in an open mic. But the like What's Up Lounge had closed. I wanted to do it at the Wine Cafe. That open mic had stopped like 6 months ago. So I was friends with the lady who does karaoke on Thursdays. And I asked her, it's like, yeah, could Possum come in and play his acoustic? And I just sing with like a backing track. And she's like, I could plug him in. I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we debuted our cover like as the band, middle of May. And then we wanted to like work up more songs, then we worked up Dear Maria. And then it was after that, because we didn't have Memories yet, did we?
Not yet.
No. So it was after that, then we were asked by Danny from Rise of the Clockwork to show up, or to open for their show. I think it was mainly because we had Dear Maria.
And they
Which
were
is
like
fine.
huge fans.
Yeah, no, so that was the main thing. And then a week later, Leo is like, hey, can I join the band? He wanted to just sing. And he mentioned that he was been learning rhythm guitar. I'm like, we need a rhythm guitarist. So I kind of
find work.
So I kind of threw him into that as well. But we're still like in the forming. We're an emerging band, and so I want to get like a pianist to like do some crazy like jazz runs and stuff.
Drummer.
If you know, come on, Jormungand by Yanagi. I don't remember. Was it Yggdrasil? No. I can't remember what it's. Oh no, Laterality is the name of the song. Jormungand is the name of the anime, I think. But that's got some cool anime or cool piano stuff. And I'm not dexterous. Like I play trombone too, so I'm not very good. I mostly like to play chords and stuff. And so I was like, hey, we need that kind of like textural element for Dreamstar, which unfortunately you guys didn't get to hear. But if you go look up the Generous Dreamstar, you will hear it. And I was excited to do that, but also like under practiced. So it was probably better to not. So then Leo joined, and then the two of them together, because I gave them some songs to like look at, and I'm like, okay, but these ones like Shining Ray by Jean d'Arc, one of the One Piece. Anyway, Shining Ray. That one is not quite in my range, so I was like, I'd have to figure out a different key for that, because I don't want to give them a song and have them start learning it in the wrong key.
We hate that.
That's twice the work.
Because it's like, okay, now I have to relearn the song.
So then I'm like, okay, I think we can do. I wanted to do Memories. I'm like, this is such a like nostalgic thing that everyone just kind of grip onto. Except the anime scene, like the culture and like the people who are, like college students now, don't know Memories. It's just different, and I wasn't expecting that. So it'd be different if we started up like 10 years ago or something. But it's still good music, Otsukimaki, everything's so good. When they did Egghead arc and they brought back Hiroshi Kitadani to do the opening, and then Otsukimaki did the ending, I was just like, this is such a love message. Like this is the best thing they could have done to like tie it all together, because it's just so iconic. All of that is just so good. So then we had Leo, and we were at practice and kind of looking at some of the songs, and they decided, hey, let's try to add Sorairo days. I'm like, that was not on my radar. That is difficult. Why do you? Except I guess it wasn't as difficult as I thought. The solo is difficult.
It is a difficult song. It's just fun too.
Okay, yeah. So fun is, you know,
We needed more energy and
That's
more
the
rock.
thing. It's like, yeah.
So we needed.
and it is a balance thing too, right? So having memories in there. If I hadn't put memory, you know, if we didn't have memories of the third song, I probably would have just 6 o'clock. Okay, so we gotta wrap up quick. And then Ace was like November-ish. You said he was kind of interested, and then
We met at the end of December with him, or was it early January?
It was early January that we met with him,
Yeah.
but we just wanted to like work. What's the word? I wanted us to all meet up after we decided that he would be part of it. You know, because it, you know, after like winter break, my brain was not in it, and like it's so hard to like focus on the band when I'm not there. So every time we practice, it really helps. Just like, yeah, this is a real thing that we're doing right now, instead of, I don't know, just kind of feeling like I'm throwing stuff into the ether. Or
Music
you know,
is a conversation, so
It is a
it's
conversation.
It's a great. I think that therapy, like it's like therapy or something. You
Yeah.
get together with friends and like you're making music. You're
So
creating
we
music.
had one full practice with Ace at the beginning of January, and then we've done some like individual group practices. One other one with Ace, but Possum wasn't there, and then multiple with like Possum. Leo's not there, or Leo and I will just do like a vocal practice. So like this week, we did a group with the three of us on Tuesday, I think, and then on Thursday, Leo and I got together to just kind of refresh things, you know.
Anything that works to hash it out, just whenever you can.
And right now we're just trying to work out these 5 songs, and we're like improving them. Leo wasn't doing rhythm guitar on as many songs as he is now, and it's kind of like a focus switch between vocals and rhythm guitar. What's more important for the song, but eventually, I hope like we'll have these fleshed out, and there's just way more to come. Like over 200 songs that I've kind of put for us to like look at. So it just, you know, if you guys want like a flyer or something, I can give you. You can check us out. Got a QR code on there, and then we're doing a panel tomorrow, 12 p.m. Can't remember what room. But we're doing let's talk about anime music and J-pop, because it's just there's so much to talk about, and I mean I could sit here and talk for hours. My grandpa said I was vaccinated with a phonograph needle, but I do want it to be like more of an interactive thing. So yeah, if you guys share the same passion, yeah, come check us out. You can talk to any of us afterwards. I can get you flyers if you want to check that out. Oh, I do want to show you one last thing, because I didn't actually get time to put it up. So this is your basic, yeah, okay. So this is basically a timeline, shows, you know, the shows that we've done, and like the process, the creative process. We're starting merch, Leo figuring out the chords, Rise of the Clockwork, which is where I came up with the prototype logo. Yeah, it's just so cool. This is just such a great opportunity, and I want to keep doing, improving, doing all sorts of crazy stuff with these guys. So.
Woo. Right back at you. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you so much.
Have a good rest of Anime Detour.
Thanks again, everyone.
Bye.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
at MSU. Yeah.
You're at MSU.
That's awesome. First year there?
CIT, David Mutta.
Nice.
So much too.
I've got some experience with alto sax. beyond the bar, but yeah, if you want, we can go back.
But I don't really have much in terms of like some of the gear for piano.
Yeah, you know for a fact we drink ourselves. Yeah,
It's hard.
is gonna like it's still gonna make us drink.
Yeah, but the problem is,
Oh, you weren't there.
but we have the problem is we have
No
problem. You were in a shoegaze band?
I wasn't a shoe.
Blue Exorcist.
Actually, we made an album, and I'm gonna release it later this year.
Okay.
It's called Paraphasia.
Paraphasia.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a speech disorder.
I know there's like
Oh, yeah.
maybe it's
Okay.
sex, maybe it's like
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I will. It's not out yet, but I.